I handed you a sheet.
Yes.
And I want you to read the titles of the songs for everyone.
Okay. A Lasting Love. What You Gonna Do, Boy. Girls' Night Out. A Lasting Love.
Oh, that's wrong.
Okay, why do we have A Lasting Love? Okay, I'm going to keep going. The Best of You. Do You Know Who You Love? I Want to Show You. And then A Lasting Love, the club dub. So
Okay, I'm missing a song.
I feel like you're missing a song too, but I don't know what it is.
Yes, I'm missing a song. I will tell you exactly what it is. This is what happens when you do live, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe it's I Don't Want Your Love.
That's what it is. That's the first song is I Don't Want Your Love.
I Don't Want Your Love.
That's what's missing. I put A Lasting Love because I'm thinking it was the title.
Yeah, I Don't Want Your Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you told me something that I didn't see. I said to you, when you put together an album, pacing is important. I said, so you have to arrange the songs. So today we're in a singles-driven era where people just do a digital download. They don't get the album. They just go get the song they like, and they'll listen to that song. Back in the old days when you listen to an album, it was strategic that when you open that wrapper up, you put that thing on the record player, you drop that needle, you had to sequence that thing in a way to keep that listener engaged. And so when I said that to you, I said, here, you figure out how you want those songs to flow. So now knowing that I Don't Want Your Love is actually the first song and not A Lasting Love, why did you structure this project the way you did?
Well, actually, A Lasting Love is the first song, and I Don't Want Your Love would have been the fourth song, I think, in that way. And the reason why I say that is because I structured the song to first, A Lasting Love was going to tell you what I was looking for in a relationship. And it actually sets the stage. This is what I'm looking for in a relationship. And now, as we go forward, do I get that? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I have to go through a couple of things before I can get to that point. And I think the rest of the song kind of brings us to that place. What you gonna do, boy? It's a question. I mean, you know my criteria, so what you gonna do? Okay? And then we have The Girls' Night Out, which was actually your song, but I felt like it fit as an interlude while I'm talking to my girls about what love is. And they all have their different ideas of what love is, and, you know, I'm not convinced, right? And then we have I Don't Want Your Love, which was actually a song written with my brother, Jimmy. And it was I Don't Want Your Love is a song that I wrote with Jimmy.
Oh, that's
Number 4. Right after Girls' Night Out.
Yes. Remember, I Don't Want Your Love is the opening track of your project.
It may be the opening track, but it wasn't supposed to be. A Lasting Love was supposed to be. I told you that.
No, you changed the order.
Okay, so let's okay.
You changed the order.
If I change the order, then let's start with I Don't Want Your Love.
Yeah, that's what I just told you.
Okay, so I Don't Want Your Love was an anthem.
Women.
No, men. Was an anthem where I literally, and this was a true story. I don't know if he ever knew that this was a true story. But Al and I were engaged, and I had this guy who really wanted to get with me. And he was trying to convince me to dump Al as my fiance so that I can get with him. And so I wrote the song about him because, frankly, it was like, I'm trying to tell you this, but you don't want to listen. So every time I wanted to say something, I would write it in a song. So this was a song that indicated that I don't want your love because I have somebody. I have somebody, so I don't want you, right? So that's what that song came about. Now, The Best of You was a song that I actually wrote for you, Al, because you and I have been married for some time, and I was really enjoying the relationship, and I wanted you to know how I felt, and I wrote The Best of You to tell you that. Right? Want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Now, do you know who you love?
Oh, that's my banger.
It's not even my song in the sense of, I was sitting down having a candid conversation with one of my girlfriends who was telling me about a relationship that she was in. And while she was talking to me, I'm like, this could be a song. And I said, do you mind if I make this a song? And she says, no, I don't mind. So I just took some of the conversations that we had and I arranged it into a song. And it happened to be one of your favorites.
Oh, yeah.
That you love. So,
Oh, yeah.
Do You Know Who You Love started that way. I Want to Show You was music that you gave to me and said, what can you do with this? And then I started to just write. I loved the music. The music was just speaking to me. So I wrote those lyrics on top of the song that you already sent me, and I always loved it because I thought it was like, this is great. This is great. I love this. So that's how I got I Want to Show You.
And a cool comment about that particular track is, I think when we originally did it, it was a duet.
It was a duet.
And so when I dropped, I believe, my second project, I took it and made it a male song.
Yes.
So you could hear the same song on one of my projects as a male song, and then when she did this project, she only had, 6 songs, and I was like, nah, you need another song. And because she had sang the duet version with me and she did the background,
Yeah.
she didn't know I had kept those vocals. And so to her surprise, I brought her down here one day. I said, hey, I want you to listen to this. And she came in, and all of a sudden she heard herself singing the lead on that song as opposed to me singing the lead. And so we included it on this project.
Yeah.
So you can get a male version and you can get a female version of the song to see if it hits you differently.
And it was fun. So this was one of them fun songs that I wrote. It just fun. Like the other song that's on your album that I thought was a fun song that I wanted to redo. And
I don't know.
oh man, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I'll get to it.
And the last song?
The last song is A Lasting Love, the Club. You saw that song as a club song. And you said, I hear a club song. Let's make this a club song. And I was like, okay, tell me what to do. You said basically just sing it over.
Same verses, same lyrics.
Sing it
just
over.
Different music.
With different, the music is just slightly different, right? Has like a little
more of a
little
clubby
bit more of a
bounce to
clubby
it.
bounce. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. So that's how we got that.
And so I asked you to kind of name and break down all the songs. And you had mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we can go a little bit deeper. I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite song on the entire project?
A Lasting Love.
Okay.
And I told you earlier why I liked A Lasting Love, because I put it all together. But actually, A Lasting Love could be my anthem, because A Lasting Love was really, truly my thoughts on what I was looking for in a relationship. And it was easy for me to write it because I wanted to say that. I was saying something. And I needed you to hear me. I needed you to hear me. This is what I'm looking for.
I like it.
And this is how our love is going to last, because this is what I'm looking for in our relationship. So it was important for me to say that. So this is why that's one of my favorite songs.
It's a little sassy, too. When you hear the way she sings it, it's a little sassy, the way she sang it.
It's not sassy. It's real. This is what I'm looking for in a relationship.
And I would also be remiss, like I said, that, you said tomorrow our son is taking a major step in his life as he's going to marry the young lady that he has now found. And
I hope it's a lasting love.
We did this project, and then it was come time to mix the project.
Yeah.
So I did a mix on the project the way I heard it. She had a gentleman who, has professional mixing skills, and he did a version that, he delivered to us. And then she wasn't particularly happy with the versions, and I told her, you need to do your own version. So I taught her again, the same way I taught her how to create music. I taught her now how to mix and start understanding how space and time and all that goes so she could create a mix, and she created a whole mix. But the mix that you actually listen to is a mix that is done by our son. Our son is also an incredible musician in his own right. He's dropped his own project. He's the keyboard and music director player in my band. So he has a wealth of musical knowledge. And so you reached out to him and said, why don't you take a crack at mixing this? And he took a crack at it. So the version that you hear is our son's mix, except for one song, which is I Don't Want Your Love. That song is actually my mix because there was a part where the vocals didn't fall out right, so I wanted to bring the vocal out. But every song on that project is mixed by our son.
Yes.
So what was the onus of grabbing your son and having him do the mix for you?
Well, I always wanted AJ to work on our projects because ever since AJ was a little kid, I always envisioned AJ, myself, and Al working on projects together because that's in my mind how this was going to be. We were going to be a team and we were going to work together. It has always been that for me. So every opportunity that I have to use AJ in any situation, I want to. He wrote the music for all my plays. He wrote the music for all my podcasts. And so the only reason why it seems like I went to him last, I never went to him last. I always wanted him to do it, but when I mentioned to my coworker that I was doing this legacy project, he wanted to mix it for me. He wanted to do that for me. And so I said, okay, and I came home and I said, well, Al and AJ, I have somebody who wants to do this for me. I said, he has some professionalism, so maybe he can, do a good job. So I did. I gave it to him, and, Al gave me
we call them stems.
The stems, and I sent it to him. And it wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just that there were some elements of the song that were important to me. And only AJ would know that, or Al would know that. As a professional, sometimes when you take somebody else's work, you're looking for the best possible.
Yes. The way you feel it should fit
Should
sonically
be. And
in the genre.
Right, and sometimes you're taking out elements, but there were elements that were important to me. And they may not be important to anybody else, but they were important to me because I pulled Kiana, my daughter, and
Okay.
AJ's new
So
bride.
let me give you that question because it is also a question on here.
Okay.
So in addition to using your son to mix the project, let's talk a little bit about your background singers for this project.
Okay, so this is all related.
Yes.
So I pulled them into the project with me, and they were happy and thrilled to be a part of that project because they knew it was my legacy project. They were so, and they're not singers. I mean, they're not singers, but they were.
I think you should give your producer some credit. This is one of the times when he gave them grace, because I would have been all over them if we was really trying to be hardcore background singers.
But I wanted, what I wanted was an element of
real authenticness.
And it would have been authentic. They're also on the girls' night out as we're having this conversation about love. They're there and they're giving their contribution.
Their monologue. They each get a monologue.
So I needed for them to be a part of this project. And so they were way down in the mix because there were some, sounds that maybe they were not that perfected. And so my friend, my coworker, took them out. Basically, you couldn't hear them. And I was like, wait a minute, how come I can't hear Kiana? How come I can't hear Naja? What happened? And so AJ knew how important it was for me to have them in the mix. And I think he did a very, very good job.
Absolutely.
At not just keeping them in the mix, but making us all blend and sound good. And I thought that he did an excellent job at giving me what I was looking for.
This might go left. What do you think about the cover art for your project?
He know this is going to go left. I don't even know why he acted like this ain't going to go left. Because let me just say, he over here laughing, but let me just say this. I had been thinking for months how I wanted my cover
Keyword,
to be.
months.
Okay, because there wasn't no fire under this project and nobody, so I really had this idea of what I wanted, how I was going to dress. It was going to be really, really glamorous and really fashionable. I was just waiting for the moment in which me and Al could pull it off because I wanted him to be on the cover with me because I'm talking about a lasting love and he is my lasting love. So he took it upon himself to choose the picture that he wanted to put on the cover. And so when he showed it to me, I'm like, I don't like that dress on me. That's not the dress I would have chose, is what I'm saying to myself. And this is where men, he want to talk about women. This is men. Okay, that may not have been important to him. He goes, I like the way you're looking at me, though. I like the way we look. And I'm like, okay, I like the way I'm looking at you, too. It looks like I'm really in love. You look like you're really in love, but I don't like that dress, man. That's all I was thinking about is That's not the dress I would have chose. That's not the hairstyle I would have chose. I was looking for something a little bit more, 80s, the whole, I'm going to look good. But, for the sake of peace, and women, we all know we do things for the sake of peace. Since he really loved that picture, I said, go for it, babe.
And let me just say, I actually showed her like 4 or 5 pictures.
That wasn't the one I chose, though.
Yes, and I said to her, if you, and I put the title across the picture so she could see it, I said, if you had to choose one of these, which would you pick? And of course she didn't pick the one I picked.
Of course not.
And I'd already mocked it up and had it ready.
Exactly.
But, I also have to say that picture, the album cover picture is the shit, because we're in Jamaica. We got this beautiful color behind us. We got colorful outfits. So I hear her and I get it. So when we do singles, we'll have to use a different color. All right?
Yeah, so just for the record, I wasn't 100% on board with the cover, but since I was 100% on board with my husband helping me with this project, there are some things that I just said, oh, whatever you see, we will do.
That's why I had to throw that in there, just so people could feel you. Told you we always going to be honest.
Always. I couldn't be anything other than honest.
Here's a question that's probably a little more deeper. It's not just the project. It's all-encompassing, if you will. And my question for you is, as a creative type, what does the arts in general mean to you?
Oh, the arts mean everything to me. Like you said, I grew up in a family where my father allowed my brothers to play instruments, and they had a band, and I literally was a groupie for the first time with my brother Jimmy. He was a bass player, and I went to every single show that I could go to, same like I go to every single one of your shows. So I grew up really, really wanting to be a part of the arts, and then my writing, and then my novel writing, my play writing. I put on some plays that I literally miss doing right now. I miss that creative part of myself where I could put on a play, where I could do some artistic things. To let you know exactly how much the arts mean to me, I even got into painting, because when I can't do one thing, I pick up another thing so that I can keep my artistry going. Mm-hmm. So the arts mean everything to me. Being creative, and I literally could do that for the rest of my life without even blinking.
That's right. We are a creative family. Everybody inside this joint has got their fingers in something.
Yes.
Here's a question that I'd like to know the answer to. Because since I had the pleasure of doing it one time, I'd like to know what you think. Could you see yourself performing these songs live in front of people?
Could I see myself performing these songs live in front of people?
Your own original music, mm-hmm. with a band behind you.
Okay.
You performing these songs live in a setting where people are listening to your entire album live.
Okay. I'm glad that you rephrased that question to say in a band behind me.
Absolutely.
Because I can see myself singing my songs with a band behind me. I don't see myself singing these songs with just tracks. I don't like that, because I feel naked and alone. And being naked and alone sometimes scares me. But
we really got a whole show out there about that. Naked and afraid.
I know. But being part of a band, having the band play them, because you know what? I can take some liberties when there's a band playing. There's, I can, if I'm feeling it in the moment, I can feel it in the moment. But I think when singing from tracks, I have to stay true to what the song sounds like. And there are times when I'm feeling something differently, and my voice takes me to a different place, or even my rhythm and my sway takes me to a different place. So I can see myself performing these songs with a live band. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
And along those lines, are you ready to shoot a video for the title track of the project?
Well, the title track of the project is I Don't Want Your Love, right?
No, title track is A Lasting Love.
Okay, because you got me confused right here. You said Oh, you said the first single
Yes.
was "I Don't Want Your Love."
No, your first single would be "A Lasting Love."
That's what I thought we were talking about. You said I had it wrong, but anyway, am I ready
I'm
to?
confused.
y'all gonna be on my side when you hear this, because this man is confusing me
I'm
too.
confused.
Okay, but "A Lasting Love." Am I ready to shoot the video? I have a theme for the video of "A Lasting Love," and so I would have to pull that together. I know that you offered another theme.
Yeah, because
for it.
this is the way. See, I know the model has changed, and the music model is not the way the music model was in the past. But you know what was great about the music model in the past? It worked because there was a flow and a logic to it. So this is my concept. You drop your project in March. Typically what you do is you release the single before to get people excited, then you drop the project, the whole album. So what you would do is you would release the single, drop the video with it, then you drop the album. Now we already have the album is out, so now you want to drop a video behind it to support so people can see your vision of your project. The problem you have is the people that you're trying to get are involved with 50 million other things.
As am I.
So by the time you get around to those people and get the project dropped in March, you may not see a video till June. Okay? I can tell you, we can put together a video, and we can have a video out inside of 3 weeks, where you could have an opportunity to deliver a song, and then you would find another song on the project you like. That's the one that you would then try to, flesh out and do something different with. Or I could even offer this, I think, you always want to lead with the song that you feel is the reason why you did the project. That is "A Lasting Love." So the concept that you have for "A Lasting Love" may not be able to be pulled together, so maybe you'd have to pick another song, and we do what I'm saying for another song, and then when you get the opportunity to do "Lasting Love," you do "A Lasting Love" the way you want to do it.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need the video to look different from previous videos, right? If it's going to set me apart as having my own single album.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, where will we record the video? And where, because I know the concept that you want.
Come in.
Hey, we got visitors.
Come in.
Hey!
Oh, y'all podcasting. Nice one.
Come in. Come in.
I want you to meet my friend.
Wait, come in.
This
Wait.
is beautiful.
We need y'all to get in the video. Come on.
Oh, y'all do. Look, they doing a
Space.
video. They doing a whole bunch.
This is what happens when you live. We don't mess around.
This is beautiful.
We don't mess around.
Hello.
So-
How are you?
Good.
Look at you with your cute self.
All right,
This
so
is-
hold on. Wait a minute. Junior, you got to introduce yourself.
Okay.
You know,
First
as well.
off, AJ Jr., y'all know who it is. Let me take this off so you can see the face. We the same person. Okay? My friends came all the way for my wedding.
Okay.
Wait.
Dana.
Hi, Miss
Hello, Miss Dana.
Y'all know I talk about them all the time, so I want y'all to get a
What's your
chance to
name?
put the faces.
Khalil.
All right.
Khalil and Dana.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. It's good to have you here. Thank you. Thank you.
It's nice to be
All
here.
right.
This is
Yeah.
legendary.
We're going to pause this for a
moment.
minute. Well, folks, all I can tell you is that is the beauty of when you do something live.
Absolutely.
And if I have to say anything to you, pour into your children, because our daughter always likes to say, what, good fruits come from good roots, or
Well, something like
good
that.
roots and good fruits. But what I would say to you is, our children are a reflection of us, and their friends are a reflection of them. And when you meet good people, it lets you know that you have truly done your work.
Yes.
So Dana and what'd he say? 'Cause now all I can think of is, I was going to say Griff.
Was it
All I can
Khalil?
think of, yes. So
Dana and Khalil.
Dana and Khalil, it was our pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
You guys made it into the podcast.
Yes, they did.
So
It
thank
was
you
great.
very much. And we were almost at the end. So
Yeah.
we're going to close this thing out because, as I said, we were talking about Karoline's debut CD project. That project's called "A Lasting Love." And she put in some serious work to deliver 8 tracks for you. and I wanted to ask some questions to see if we could kind of flesh this thing out for her. So I have really one last question to make sure I got through everything on my list, because you know when you go left, it changes everything. But nope, I do. I only have one last question left.
Okay.
And this is my question to you. Clearly, now that you've stepped into that arena and you've become an artist,
Okay.
we always like to ask, what artists do you consider have influenced you on this journey?
Wow. Okay, that's a very, very fair question. Being the loyal person that I am, I have a tendency to, if I found something in someone, I have a tendency to stick with it. So the very first artist who had an influence on my life was, as you know,
Do I need to say Willis?
Phyllis Hyman. Like, what in
What'd I
the
tell
world?
you? That's what happened when when things go left. I knew where you were going.
Phyllis Hyman. I was introduced to Phyllis Hyman early on when I first started thinking of myself as being an artist or a songwriter. I love her. I still love her to this day. I still listen to her songs to this day. And so a lot of my influence is probably through her. But also, too, as I began to learn about music and started to really want to look at some of the way I wrote, Karen White is very prominent.
Yeah.
Of someone that I listen to. I'm really sorry that she's disappeared from the game as far as I see.
She's
She
still-
might be
she's
still out there, but I
performing,
haven't
but
found
nothing
anything
new.
right.
Yeah.
But I still listen to her work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen White, definitely. Also, I listened very heavily to, oh my God, what is happening to my brain? This person who always had on, come on, help me out here. She is the gospel singer.
Oh, Yolanda.
Yolanda Adams, yes.
It's a shame when the man remembers stuff
Oh
and
my
the woman
God,
don't.
I don't know what's, the interruption got my brain. I'm thinking now, I'm just so giddy right now after seeing my son and his friends.
Absolutely.
But yes, Yolanda Adams, I listen to her all the time. And not only was she instrumental in my life as far as life lessons and going through some things, I just loved her as a singer. I loved her, her artistry. I loved everything about her. But I'm moving into different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So I also love other individuals. I've been listening to WBGO
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot of artists whose names I can't pull out of my
Yeah.
hat right now.
Because the music's so eclectic.
Yes, but
Mhm.
I absolutely love listening. And I remember telling AJ that I think the route I want to go now is more into the, blues, jazz blues, because I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the lyrics, I feel the music. So I'm going to say that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. So I listen to all kinds of music, as you know.
As well we should, yeah.
Yeah, so, but that's where I'm at right now.
Right, no, I think that's fair. I think I tried to cover a multitude of things because I wanted people, when they listen to the project, I want them to get a whole feel for you. I want them to get the total package as opposed to just listening to the individual songs. So that was the reason I wanted to kind of do this. So now that you've dropped the project, we know we're going to try to work on some sort of a video so folks can get a visual of what the project is. And we have, this will be coming out as a podcast, and we'll also have a video version of it. And we have a blurb that we did, which was like about a 10-minute clip just when we first introduced the album.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to tell to the audience out here about yourself or about the project, so that to keep that fire and that interest up?
Okay, I'm gonna leave it with this. I have my own views and my own idea about who I am. As a person, as an artist. I do consider myself an artist. I don't need anyone to tell me that I'm an artist because I know that I am. I know the different avenues of creativity that I take in order to stay within my artistry. But I will say this, even if you do not listen to the type of music that we just dropped on this album, I do ask you to just listen, to get to know me a little bit better. When I tell individuals who read my book, if you want to know who I am, if you want to know my style, if you want to know where my mind is, then you need to listen to some of my projects, whether it's a book that I just wrote or it's a lesson that I just did in my ministry. And I say the same thing about this CD. If you want to get to know the heart of me, then you have to listen to my work. And you have to rate me as me and not try to put me in a box, because I will scratch and kick to get out of boxes. I don't put myself in a box, and I ask that you don't put me in a box either.
I just read something online where Melba Moore said, we have to stop treating music as a competitive sport. You know, we're individual artists
Yes.
seeking our own journey. So I just want to thank you for taking this time out to spend time with me as I hijacked your show, because, you know, I wanted to, as I said when we opened this up, a lot of times as women, y'all are so selfless and about giving of yourself for everybody and everything else. I wanted to hone that in and let's feature you, and let's talk about, you know, what it took for you to deliver the project you just delivered. And I think we had a great session to talk about that and get some things out.
Yeah, me too. I don't think that overnight I'm going to be this selfish person only thinking about myself.
No,
Because it's not in my nature.
no. But there are times when you need to absolutely be selfish, like when you're on the airplane and that damn thing drops down and they tell you, before you try to help someone else, take your mask and put it on your face first. And this is one of those moments.
That is true. I'm going to try to take some time to put some effort into promoting this particular piece and just try to be myself. And I'm really glad that you particularly entitled it Introducing Karoline.
Absolutely.
Because I have so many hats that I wear.
Yeah, man.
And I have so many titles, but there's not many people who know Karoline.
Exactly.
And to have an opportunity to just simply be myself with no expectations of all the rest of the stuff that comes with being in my world. Just see me today as Karoline, and I appreciate that.
All right. Felt we did a good job? You felt you delivered yourself?
I think so. And it's so funny because I always get asked, you do all the interviewing, nobody's ever interviewed you. I said, yeah, I'm okay with that. I said, because, you know, my point's getting across. It doesn't really matter, whatever. So, you know, it's nice to be on the other side of that sometimes,
All right.
you know. So thank you.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Another one of them classic real conversations with the real talk as we live our best life across all the mediums and platforms that are available to you. Dr. Jones will clean this up and get it where you need it to really see it. Just my job to get the information out. All right?
And
So
he
Brother
did a great
AJ,
job.
Dr. Karoline Bethea-Jones, A Lasting Love is the Project. Be on the lookout for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.